Hey guys, it's me, Maggie. I'm finally back. I got a comment last night by Andrea, so if you're here, hi, how you doing? I'm doing the video. But she left a comment saying that she was hoping that I'd make a video about kind of like Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas gift wrapping ideas. So I got that at like 9 last night, something around there. So I kind of am doing this very chaotically and don't really have a plan, so. Hey. I don't really have a lot of time to do this because I literally had to come up with all of the ideas, make all of these ideas, edit this video, post this video, clean my entire house, and then go pick up my husband from the airport today. So this is gonna be chaos, but it's okay. We're working with it. Let's go. Alright, so first things first, at the Dollar Tree, I got a craft paper bag, some green tissue paper, and then some burlap ribbon. So make sure you get that. Go ahead and set up a normal bag like you see here, and then take the burlap ribbon and create a little bow. I cut some triangles at the bottom to make it look a little bit more jagged and pointy. Now from there, just take a paint pen or just regular acrylic black paint and create kind of some thick lines, honestly sporadically throughout the bag, and just put some crosses up against that line to kind of make it look like a stitch. I honestly just did this randomly across the bag, so there's really no rhyme or reason, just do it wherever. Now that we have the stitches in, I think it's going to be beneficial to add a little bit of stitching to the burlap ribbon, so I just took some embroidery floss that I had on hand and basically went right around the edge where the wire is in the ribbon. And I just left kind of just random spacing in between, making sure you can see the burlap and then also the black embroidery floss. And I went around all the edges personally myself just because I think it looks a little bit better. And then I went around the center quite a bit just to give it a little bit more emphasis and it doesn't get lost. And here's the Oogie Boogie bag. We'll go ahead and use the weird shape box. You could do this for any box though, like let's say if you have like an Amazon box that your stuff came in, or whatever, regular square box, you can do this as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of wrap the box, but I still wanna keep this quality of it being able to come off just because I think that's nice. So I'm gonna wrap the lid and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the bottom as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera just because wrapping is probably something you know how to do and you just kind of play around until it works. So be back in a sec. Now that I actually have this wrapped, I have 2 presents wrapped because I'm gonna show you 2 different kind of wrapping styles. But I'm gonna start with this one. I personally decided to wrap it where I could still take the top off, but you don't have to do that at all. Now, this is the box that kind of has the interesting shape, which is already a really nice Tim Burton-y feature. So if you have those, that's great. But if not, the solid paper and some creepy cloth, if you have it, or some striped ribbon is really gonna set it off. So what I'm gonna do first, I think, is actually kind of create my own pattern on this. I'm just gonna use a Posca pen, which is a paint marker, but if you have just like regular black paint laying around, or even a Sharpie, you could do that as well. If you use a Sharpie though, just keep in mind that there is gonna be that Sharpie smell, so bear that in mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do like a bat theme on this one. So I'm just gonna draw a bunch of bats all over the place. Okay, so I just honestly did a random sort of bat shape all over the wrapping paper as my pattern, but you honestly could do anything. I just went ahead and went with bats because it was a really easy shape. But just do it all over your paper and then you have a nice kind of Halloween pattern that's very Nightmare Before Christmas. The next thing I want to do, I have my top that comes off, but if you have a normal present, this is kind of a regular box, you could do this as well. And that's just taking some creepy cloth. I just cut some of it from my Halloween decorations. And I'm gonna wrap it around my top here. But you could honestly like wrap it around an entire box present as well, or just kind of have it hanging like this. Just adds a little bit of extra visual interest, and then it also kind of gives that Halloween vibe, especially if you have more of a traditional Christmas paper. So I'm just gonna wrap it directly around the lid. I'm not really gonna worry about securing it. Honestly, I could tape it if I really wanted to, but it's really not a big deal to me. The lid is honestly gonna keep it on, so that's good enough for me. So I'm just gonna kind of wrap it in and then place it right on top. Push it down and it's good. So, which one's my friend here? Hope I missed a little strand. Get in there. Hey. There we go. So, there you go. Creepy cloth just adds a little bit of visual interest here and just kind of adds that little extra oomph. So, carrying on with this little guy, you could use the duct tape ribbon if you want to make this. This takes about 15 minutes to make 4 feet. I'll leave a link in the description bar below if you do want this, because it has that vinyl look and more of the traditional Tim Burton kind of wavy stripe pattern. You could also, by the way, just, you know, as a little one-off, have the purple on the back. You can put your own pattern on here too. I actually think it would be really cool and very much like Haunted Mansion, Nightmare Before Christmas. You do purple, like the stripes, but you do purple and pink. That could be fun. That would actually look really cool, doing a bright purple and a bright pink. That would look really sick, but I don't have pink duct tape, so I'm not gonna be able to do that today. So keep that in mind. You can use the duct tape and you can put your own pattern on that too. But instead, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the black and white stripe ribbon from Wal-Mart, just because it will be quicker for you guys and it's already pre-made. So I'm gonna grab some tape really quick and I'm gonna figure out how long I actually am gonna need. This should be good. Just do a rough cut here and then I will tape it on the bottom. Cool. So I have my ribbon going across the long side just because I like that cutoff. But you could have it going around both, but since it's so chunky, I'm just gonna leave it. They do make skinnier stuff too, so feel free to pick that up as well. But now what I wanna do, since we have this fun, funky shape, I wanna add something tall to it, because that's gonna be that Tim Burton effect.
Okay, now in regards to the ribbon, I honestly just used tape and kind of just moved the ribbon around and kind of stuck it in the center to create kind of some teardrop shapes. But I honestly just played around, so I mostly used tape to secure it. And then I just kind of added some additional circles that you see on the side in the center to just kind of fill everything out. But you could kind of just create your own shape. Even if you went taller, that would look really cool because this box is naturally just kind of an awkward sort of shape. So it's already very Tim Burton-y. And then to top it off, I just used one of my bat ornaments right in the front just to kind of give it a little extra zhuzh, if you will.
Okay, carrying on. So onto another package. Let's say you just have like traditional holiday paper here. This is just a regular box item, which I'm gonna go ahead and just really go home with the Christmas stuff. So I have a red and white wallpaper, red and white paper, and then I'm gonna use this green shiny garland as kind of like my ribbon. And I want to use my eyeball ornament, which if you don't have anything like that, just use your foam sheets and you can create something. You could create an eyeball, you could create the bloody ducky toy or the vampire teddy, whatever it might be. So use what you have on hand, you know?
Okay, so with the garland, I just wrapped it around the present normally like normal ribbon, and then I just kind of weaved it through itself and around the eyeball to basically help secure it. but you can use anything as your decoration as you like. I use the eyeball, and then I use the candy canes that I just taped down just to add a little bit of an extra sort of detail and more visual interest.
Alright, so buy the closed boxes if you don't know what I mean. It's those regular old boxes that just aren't very tall, and it's kind of more of a flimsy sort of cardboard. So I don't have anything in it, so it's making it a little bit hard. Ah ha 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 ha. Ooh baby! You burn! Okay. Bam. Very thin sort of boxes, great to put a t-shirt in. I'm obsessed with graphic t-shirts, so great present for me. But these guys, they came both in craft and the white at Dollar Tree. I picked up white because I want to do something with Zero with him, but you could also just take your black paint and create some stripes, and that way you can get the Jack Skellington sort of striped suit. You can use the craft one, which would be another good Oogie Boogie, which I would just leave it alone and then just paint on with a Posca pen like I had, or regular paint. Paint on some stitches and maybe glue on some bugs, which they also have at the Dollar Tree. So those are some ideas there. I want to do something I think with Zero, so we're not going to do too much painting with this, but I need to go grab my foam sheets that are already pre-painted. So let me do that really quick.
First things first with the box, take some foam sheets, and if you just bought white, you need to paint a gold circle and then paint a long red strip. This is essentially going to be the collar for Zero. So go ahead and glue those down, get those on there nice and easy with either a glue gun or just some regular glue like I used. And then that's going to kind of set up our base here. After that, I went ahead and kind of cut out some bones out of some foam sheets that I'm just going to use as a little bit of like a bottom sort of detail. I then also wrote Zero on his little collar, but you could also use that as the name tag for whoever you're giving the gift to. Now I'm basically creating his eyes, and I realized that my Posca pen would take forever, so I switched over to regular black paint and just kind of filled those in. And then back to those bones, I essentially glued them on top of each other just to give dimension, and then I glued it right on the bottom of the box.
Okay, so Zero's not Zero without his ears. Like, this looks cute already, but I want to add some ears. But I'm running low on my foam sheets. So I'm kind of making them short, and I'm not doing, I originally would have done 2 because I want to put some wire through here so I can bend them. But I'm just going to have to stick with one sheet and just have wire exposed on the back. But if you have opportunity to back it, I suggest you do. But it is what it is, and I'm just going to have to roll with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut some wire. There's wire available at Dollar Tree. Look in the floral section. But I have this one right here at the moment. I have a ton of the Dollar Tree stuff though too somewhere. Really? Are my pliers that dull? Jesus. Okay. So, this is hot. My glue gun only goes so far, by the way, so if I'm off camera, I'm sorry. So, this one's fairly dry. It bent! Hey! Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold up. Hold up! My glue gun will just be easier to work with than this. But as far as this box goes, where I'm going to put the ears, you could honestly put them at the top. Actually, maybe that is what I'll do. Do we like them at the top? Or do we like them in the back? Back, I can kind of put them more in. I like them in the back. Okay, so these boxes, the side, as I go ahead and break it. You can pull the top, and then the bottom is literally going to be the flat piece. So you don't want to put it on the side or anything like that. I'll glue that, that's fine. So I'm going to put it literally on the back side. So, I think my paint's dry. It is. Okay, good. I'm going to kind of put them at an angle here. So, make sure my glue doesn't get onto the sides whatsoever. And I'm just going to push my foam sheet into the glue and let that dry before I start finagling it. This would have been kind of amazing to do his little pumpkin nose. Oh my god. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, I love it. Could you imagine the pumpkin nose though? Like, right? Still have the little bones down there. It would be so good. Oh my god. Okay, I might do that off camera really quick. I really don't have time. Oh my god. Okay, wait, no. I need you. I don't need you. Okay. Spazzing out. Okay. I love him so much. He's my favorite. Okay, I have 4 gifts down. Let's do one more. I probably shouldn't, but she'll be quick. Okay, Sally, guys. Sally, another bad one.
Okay, so for Sally, I have just a craft bag here that I painted blue because I didn't want to buy a bunch of excess bags, so be easy on yourself and just buy a blue bag. But beyond that, I'm trying to recreate her sock at the bottom, so I'm just creating a wavy pattern that's going to be a black and off-white striped sort of shape. Honestly, I think it'd be better if you kind of painted on her dress, but this is what I went with. So I'm just using my paints here. They're just regular acrylic apple barrel paints. They're literally 50 cents a tube, so highly recommend them. They're from Walmart. And then just make sure to actually let it dry in between coats and not be so so much of a spaz like I was, as you can see here with the coloring being so terrible. But beyond that, grab your Posca pen or just your black paintbrush and go ahead and create more stitches because we're recreating essentially Sally's legs. And I went ahead and did these a little bit thinner than Oogie Boogie just because I felt like it was a little bit more dainty. And again, just go ahead and kind of create some cross hatches across so you have the actual stitches across the line.
Alright, so the bottom still needs some touch-ups on the paint, but that's going to take some time. So we're carrying on. I have from like Amazon packages and whatnot, it's like the stuffing paper that they use. So I'm going to actually use that as like my tissue paper because her like innards, when her appendages rip off or fall off, is basically like a paper color. So that's what I'm going to use.
Okay, so lastly, I'm just securing on a duct tape bow that I had because I ran out of ribbon. And this looks good, but honestly, this would look so much better if it was a little bit more Sally themed and more appropriate to her dress or hair.
Okay, it's all done. I have what I was able to make today for you, Andrea. I hope this is what you were looking for. I hope this at least maybe gives you guys a little bit of inspiration. But these are the best sort of wrapping options I could come up with that was quick and easy to do within a day. So I hope you guys love them. Honestly, my favorite turned out to be freaking Zero, which it started off not my favorite, but I think he's the cutest freaking thing here. But anyways, I hope this helps you guys out, and I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you guys may be celebrating. All right, cool. I have to go because I need to go clean and I have to edit and post. So check you later. Bye.